Have you ever faced an unexpected expense that caused you stress with your budget? Maybe you lost your job or had to deal with a natural disaster. These are examples of situations that can cause financial stress and anxiety. They can also lead to debt, late fees, or even bankruptcy if you don't have enough money to cover them. That's why having an emergency fund is so important. An emergency fund is a stash of money that you set aside for emergencies only. It's not for splurging on a vacation, buying a new gadget, or investing in the stock market. It's for covering the unexpected costs that life throws at you, without having to borrow money or dip into your savings. Having an emergency fund can give you peace of mind, security, and flexibility. It can help you avoid or reduce debt, protect your credit score, and cope with financial shocks. It can also help you achieve your long-term financial goals, such as saving for retirement, buying a home, or starting a business. But how do you build an emergency fund, and how much money do you need to save? Here are some tips and guidelines to help you get started. How much money do you need in your emergency fund? There is no one-size-fits-all answer to this question. The amount of money you need in your emergency fund depends on your income, expenses, lifestyle, and risk tolerance. However, a common rule of thumb is to have enough money to cover 3 to 6 months of your essential living expenses. Essential living expenses are the things you need to survive, such as food, housing, utilities, transportation, insurance, and debt payments. They do not include discretionary spending, such as entertainment, dining out, hobbies, or shopping. To calculate how much money you need in your emergency fund, you can use this simple formula. Emergency fund equals essential living expenses, X number of months. For example, if your essential living expenses are $2,000 per month and you want to have enough money to cover 6 months, you would need to save $12,000 for your emergency fund. Emergency fund at $2,000 x 6. Emergency fund is $12,000. Of course, this is just a general guideline. You may need more or less money depending on your situation. For instance, if you have a stable job, a low debt-to-income ratio, or a strong support network, you may feel comfortable with a smaller emergency fund. On the other hand, if you have a variable income, a high debt-to-income ratio, or a lot of dependents, you may want to have a larger emergency fund. The key is to find a balance between saving enough money to feel secure and not saving too much money that could be used for other purposes. You can adjust your emergency fund goal as your circumstances change. How to build your emergency fund. Building an emergency fund may seem daunting, especially if you have a large goal or a tight budget. But don't worry, you don't have to save all the money at once. You can start small and build your emergency fund gradually, step by step. Here are some strategies to help you build your emergency fund. Set a realistic and specific goal. Having a clear and attainable goal can motivate you to save more and track your progress. You can use the formula above to estimate how much money you need in your emergency fund, or you can start with a smaller amount, such as $1,000, and work your way up. Write down your goal and keep it somewhere visible, such as on your fridge, your phone, or your computer. Open a separate savings account. Keeping your emergency fund in a separate account can help you avoid the temptation to spend it on non-emergencies. It can also help you earn some interest on your money, which can add up over time. Look for a savings account that has a high interest rate, low fees, and easy access. You can also name your account something like Emergency Fund or Rainy Day Fund to remind yourself of its purpose. Automate your savings. One of the easiest ways to save money is to make it automatic. You can set up a direct deposit or a recurring transfer from your checking account to your savings account every time you get paid. This way you can save money without even thinking about it. You can also use apps or tools that round up your purchases and save the change, or that analyze your spending and save a small amount every day. Save your windfalls. A windfall is any unexpected or extra money that you receive, such as a tax refund, a bonus, a gift, or a raise. Instead of spending it on something you don't need, you can use it to boost your emergency fund. You can also save money from cutting back on your expenses, such as canceling a subscription, switching to a cheaper plan, or using a coupon. Every little bit counts. Review and adjust your budget. A budget is a plan that shows how much money you earn and how much money you spend. It can help you manage your money better and find ways to save more. You can use a spreadsheet, an app, or a notebook to create and track your budget. You should review your budget regularly and look for areas where you can reduce your spending or increase your income. For example, you can save money by cooking at home, buying generic brands, or carpooling. You can also make money by selling your unwanted items, doing a side hustle, or asking for a raise. Conclusion: Building an emergency fund is one of the best things you can do for your financial health and well-being. It can help you prepare for the unexpected, avoid or minimize debt, and achieve your financial goals. It may take some time and effort, but it's worth it in the long run. You can start by setting a realistic and specific goal, opening a separate savings account, automating your savings, saving your windfalls, and reviewing and adjusting your budget. You can also use the formula emergency fund equals essential living expenses X number of months to estimate how much money you need in your emergency fund. Remember, you don't have to save all the money at once. You can start small and build your emergency fund gradually, step by step. The important thing is to start today and keep going. You'll be glad you did.